Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring that little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. And I have a bit of an unpopular opinion. I quite like Masters of the Universe Revelation. I know it's like people are not happy with it. People are very upset about it and by it, and I understand why. And I, generally speaking, I agree with 100% with the criticisms, but I still think it's quite good. I'm going to explain why. I have this unpopular, unusual opinion. But you know what? This is the great thing about what fandom used to be like, and I think hopefully we're going to get back to it, where you know, we had differences of opinion and everybody felt okay to speak honestly, you know. And I have to say, I think talking honestly is perhaps one of the most important things one can do as a YouTuber, right? I mean, I guess that's why people come to YouTube and social media in general, because everybody else is full of crap, right? Everybody else is full of shit. And generally speaking, we tend to tell the truth. So I cannot tell a lie. I watched it because I heard it was awful, and I thought it was actually pretty darn good. So anyway, so we're going to go through my review. It's going to have tons of spoilers, right? It doesn't matter, okay? It's Master of the Universe. It doesn't freaking matter about spoilers. Yeah, in my opinion, it's a kind of stupid cartoon, you know. Again, I have to tell you, I'm a little bit old for Master of the Universe. It came out when I was, I don't know, my mid to later teens. I was big into Doctor Who, but like Master of the Universe was a bit too kiddie. I didn't like the moral of the week message and all that stuff. It was just kind of like, ugh. But you know, it was still part of my childhood, and so you know, if I was a few years younger, this is something that's really core to you, I would be pissed off. I understand why they're pissed. Listen, I told my friends who sent me an article about it. I said, yep, the He-Man nerds are pissed. And the He-Man nerds are indeed pissed. Anyway, fine. Before we get into the review, I can hit the like button. And again, you know, you should like it that I disagree with you, that you're disagreeing with me, or we have a different opinion. If you agree with me, even better. That's great. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that subscribe button. I'm getting close to 3,100 subscribers. If you can hit the subscribe button, that'd be fan-freaking-tastic. Thank you very much. Comment, let me know what you have to say, what you think about it. Honestly, I would really like to hear your point of view on this. And also, their algorithms love the comments. So, nim. Give me more comments to eat because they're so yummy and delicious. The algorithm does like the comments. And if you want to be super nice, go check out my Indiegogo closing. I think it's going to the printer on Monday. So we're closing this out. These are two freaking awesome comic books. We've got Biblical, 220 pages long. I wrote and drew as freaking awesome. Bibles are Atheist, Graces, Rashless, Rose, kind of like Swamp Thing, Sandman, Hellblazer, that kind of vibe. And we got this one, which I wrote, and Dominic Ratchet did the art on. The Imperium, a love letter to telefantasy in the 1960s. Basically, I was going to say Judge Dredd. No, Judge Dredd isn't in it. James Bond, there you go. It was a jerk word. That's what threw me off. James Bond, Doctor Who, Emma Pill, Monkey in the Spacesuit, and the Black Slab from 2001. A bit of Prisoner, a bit of Thunderburst, a bit of Callan. It's all in there, baby. It's a great book. And then you got a whole bunch of extras. Now, the extras, I think, are you're never going to see again. You can probably get the extras. You'll probably get the books again on future campaigns, but these extras, the For the Male Gaze cards, they're all going, right? I think this is the only time you can get them is if you back them on this campaign. And we have a tier where you can just get the extras on their own. Listen, I'm hoping that you get the full thing, right? Because I want you to read my comics, but you know, whatever floats your boat, maybe these are posters. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Go check it out. Thank you. In the video notes right there. That is fantastic. So anyway, Master of the Universe Revelation. So fine, let's deal with the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is Teela. So Teela is an insufferable cunt throughout the entirety of this show. Whenever she's on, it's awful. And she is every awful 2020 stereotype. She's a Mary Sue. Basically, everything about Teela is freaking awful. I know everyone's saying it's the Teela show. It's not the He-Man show. It's the Teela show. I disagree with that. The second episode certainly focused on Teela. But other than that, it felt much more to me to be an ensemble show. And a really cool one. A really cool one. And I like what they've done with Eternia. They moved everything forward. It feels organic. It feels interesting. It feels exciting. It feels dangerous. Right? It's got a lot in it that I really, 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 really enjoy. But Tila is freaking awful. And again, an insufferable, awful cunt throughout the entirety of it. That's, yes. 100% agree, and she was put in, I guess, by 2020. You know, like by the I assume Netflix is run by a bunch of angry lesbians with similar haircuts to Tila, who don't like boobs, right? Who do not like boobs in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, I understand they're the ones running Netflix, and Tila is there, and of course she has again every SJW trope is there. She has a black girlfriend who's all about the science. And like, really, I can't remember. I don't think there is, right? I don't think there is a black straight woman in comic books or in nerdom anymore, right? Every black woman is gay, and every black man is effeminate. I just, honestly, social justice warriors are terrified of black people. They really are. Like, dude, you should make friends with some black people. They're just like people, right? You know, like, they're just like me, but they are terrified of black people. So yeah, that's all really bad, really bad. And putting that in episode 2, not the best. Okay, so let's go through it episode by episode. So I'm looking at the Wikipedia, The Power of Grayskull. Freaking awesome episode, okay? This is just a freaking awesome episode. Apart from, like in the first 3 minutes, you had Man-at-Arms, like, just gushing over Tila, saying, "Oh, Tila, you are so great." And, like, literally, he's rubbing he's like rubbing his vagina. Like, "Oh, Tila, oh yeah, oh, you're so great and wonderful, so noble." And apparently Tila is now going to be Man-at-Arms. Oh, a woman at arms. Oh, like, where do these people live? The 1950s? Like, a woman? A woman has a position of authority? Like, what? I don't understand. What world do they freaking live in? I think maybe, like, I don't know, 20 years ago, as more than that, 25 years ago, when M was played by Judi Dench for the first time. Maybe then, right? Maybe then it was a little bit of a shock. Like, Robbie Coltrane in what that was it GoldenEye? That I hear the new M is a lady. You know, like they mentioned that, right? But now it's freaking like I don't understand. I do not understand. So look, essentially, there's it's a pretty good episode of Masters of the Universe. This first one, they've. Was it Teela's doing this, being raised up to being the new Man-at-Arms, and He-Man is bringing I don't know, a monster. I'll read the synopsis. With Teela being celebrated, and believe me, she is celebrated, at a ceremony taking up the mantle of Man-at-Arms, Skeletor and Evil Lyn. By the way, the voice cast, just freaking off the charts good. Let me just go through the voice cast. People I recognize. Mark Hamill as Skeletor, one of the, you think he's okay. He's not that great. Chris Wood as He-Man, don't know who Chris Wood is. Liam Cunningham as Man-at-Arms, freaking great. Sarah Michelle Gellar as Teela, just Teela's awful. But Lena Headey as Evil Lyn. I love Evil Lyn in this. I'm like so into like her character. Alicia Silverstone's in it. Blimey, she must be cracking on now. Who else is in it? Anybody else I recognize? Kevin Conroy as Merman. Yeah, that's the other thing. I really loved seeing all these toys in this cartoon. Like there's Stinkor. Jason Mewes was Stinkor. Who else have we got here? Tony Todd as Scarecrow. I don't remember him. Phil Lamar as Hero. Who played Cringer? Griffin Newman as Orko. Not sure who that is. I'm sure you know who all these. Everybody knows who these are other than me. Harley Quinn Smith. I bet she got a name recently. Who plays Cringer? I can't see. Anyway, so it starts off that Tila's being celebrated, something to become Man-at-Arms. Skeleton and Evil Lyn lead an all-out invasion of Castle Grayskull, interrupting the ceremony and attracting the attention of He-Man, Man-at-Arms, and the rest of Eternia, with Eternia forces facing off against the forces of Snake Mountain outside Castle Grayskull. Tila battles Evil Lyn inside with He-Man. He-Man confronts Skeletor at the heart of the castle, where all magic flows through Eternia in a mystic orb enclosed by a locking mechanism built by the elders. So yeah, that was the thing that apparently has always been there, and Skeletor has found out that's what he wants. Declaring this to be their final battle, Skeletor incinerates He-Man's ally Mossman, causing an enraged He-Man to impel Skeletor upon the locking mechanism, exposing Castle Grayskull into its true form as the Hall of Wisdom. Skeletor cracks the orb containing all the magic in Eternia and causes an explosion, threatening all of reality. Yeah, this was all pretty darn cool. And the Sorceress, I forgot about the Sorceress. I liked her as well. Sorceress manages to slow down time and gives He-Man enough time to contain the explosion using the Sword of Power as a conduit, splitting it into two and seemingly killing both He-Man and Skeletor. Not seemingly, they're dead, right? What are you talking about? They're brown bread. They are killed off. Which is a bold move. Both Tila and King Randor learn of He-Man's death and true identity of Prince Adam. Fine. So this is the first weird thing about this thing. For the whole rest of the 5-episode series, I mean, they're calling this season 1 part 1. Why not call it season 1 and call the next 5 episodes season 2? Whatever. But Tila basically is being played as she's in love with He-Man, which would mean she's heterosexual, but she's also clearly in love with the black girl who's all about the science, whoever that is. I don't know. It's He-Man. You don't need to overthink it. And then King Randor banishes Man-at-Arms, and Tila Lee says, "Screw this! I'm gone! Screw this all! I didn't know this secret identity! Screw you all!" That's essentially why, because Tila is a massive cunt, right? Just a massive cunt throughout the entire thing. So the next episode is like a Tila episode where we see Tila is like, basically there's no magic left in Eternia. So now we're in this like weird post-apocalyptic world. Where everything's dying out. I'll read the synopsis. They're probably going to remember things better than I will. Seeing is the synopsis. Having become a mercenary after leaving the Royal Guard, Tila retrieves the golden globular from Stinkor. And I really love seeing all the toys there. After I didn't even have any of these. It's just nostalgic to see them. After returning the glove to its rightful owner at the church, Tila and Andra are hired by... Andra is the stunning and brave black woman of the science, by an old woman to receive a goblet from Snake Mountain that has been taken over by Triclops. Triclops is the guy with a bunch of different eyes. So because magic has basically on its way out of Eternia, Triclops has built up this techno cult where everybody worships technology, and they get taken over by the master motherboard. Here, I'll read it. Triclops established Selector's cult and Skeletor's absence, and worships technology through the master motherboard rather than mad. He blames for ruining Skeletor's bit of power. After retrieving the goblet, the old woman reveals themselves to be Evil Lyn in disguise of the sorceress. Evil in disguise, who's working with the sorceress. So now we're into something really interesting. We've got the villains and the heroes being forced to work together again in this post-apocalyptic Eternia world. Freaking love it, okay? Everything without Tila is great, okay? Everything without Tila is awesome in the show. The goblet is revealed in reveals to be the disguised head of Skeletor's staff and contains one of the last embers of true magic. The sorceress transfers the remainder of Eternia's magic to Evil Lyn's staff, becoming greatly weakened and profit. Tila is tasked by the sorceress to retrieve 2 halves of the Sword of Power and they which are currently located in the realms they are forging, and the Horde of Heroes in Paternia, heaven, I guess, and Subternia, hell, the land of the dead. Having become disillusioned with the lies of a former friend, Tila refuses. I won't go on this quest until Cringer talks him into it. And again, I really like this stuff. Okay, so now they go. Episode 3 is the most dangerous man in Eternia. So this is where I think it really comes together. Now, even though He-Man has been killed off in episode 1, they have flashbacks to He-Man in episodes 2, 3, and 4. And he plays there's a massive He-Man shadow over the entirety of this 5 episodes. Yeah, they're all dealing with the grief of losing him, and they're dealing with it very, very I think quite realistically. So, traveling to recruit new allies on quest, Tila goes to a village with Andra and Evil Lyn, and is trapped by Triclops technology enhanced forces. They're fended off by Man-at-Arms and Beastman. Yeah, who plays Beastman? Beastman was pretty cool. Who was it? Let me have a look. I don't know. I'm looking up now, but I'm going through all the Beastman. Is that no? Merman. Kevin Michael Richardson. I know. I thought it was somebody famous. Oh, and probably is. I really don't know who he is. Okay, fine. So he's plays. Was it Beastman? Man-at-Arms has been collecting magic water to preserve the life of Orko. Yeah, this is really, really cool. Who has been dying since Eternia magic was lost. Yeah, like seeing like Orko like really like on death's door, right? It was really it was just heavy. I mean, and I just think it really, really worked. Again, everything without Tila is freaking awesome, right? Just freaking awesome. On the way to a portal connecting Subternia, the heroes are attacked by Merman and his aquatic forces, who was angered by being forgotten by Evil Lyn after Skeletor's death. The heroes fight them off and take Merman hostage on their way to Subternia, which is activated by the remaining head of Havoc staff. Okay, whatever that may. Reconciling with Man-at-Arms, Tila. Oh yeah, Tila is such a cunt to Man-at-Arms. Like, he's banished by the king after He-Man's killed, and like Tila's like, yeah, you deserved it. Yeah, like she's just a cunt, right? She's an insufferable cunt. At the end of the day, they head to the land of dead. In the land of dead, it's they basically, the next 2 episodes they go on an adventure in the land of dead, and then I'm not even going to spoil it because I'm actually enjoying it. So I'm sending it over now. They basically have this big fight. Skeletor is in the land of dead. He's got a new role there, which is pretty darn interesting. It was kind of like when we saw the Red Skull in what was it, Avengers Endgame, or whatever it was, whatever the I call that the end of the MCU. Yeah, and then one of a beloved character sacrifices itself at the end, so everybody can escape through a portal into the Eternia heaven. And that's really, really heavy, right? That is really, really, really heavy. But then, boom, He-Man's back. They're in heaven, and they're in He-Man. And so the last episode, I'm going to give you some more spoilers because it ends on a freaking awesome cliffhanger. Like, one of the best cliffhangers of all time. And I'm going to spoil it. I'll tell you. Fine. They're in heaven, and then interestingly, all the heroes are in heaven, and He-Man has chosen his Prince Adam form to live forever in bliss rather than his He-Man form, because that's how and I think that's actually a really clever idea. Again, everything without Tila, freaking awesome, right? Everything without Tila is awesome beyond awesome. So then they work out a way of getting from heaven back to I was going to say Earth, Eternia, and He-Man decides to leave heaven, and he doesn't know if he's ever going to be able to get back to eternal bliss. So there's real stakes in it. He has a real genuine sacrifice at the beginning. Really sets him up as a great hero. I mean, just absolutely fantastic. So he goes back to Earth. Essentially, and the whole thing ends. We find out the Skeletor wasn't quite as dead as we thought he was. He gets restored. And then from Evelyn's staff. I think Evelyn's basically good at this point. But the end of it is they managed to forge the two stores back together into the Sword of Power. And Skeletor grabs it, right? And then you get he holds the paw and says, I have the power. And Skeletor gets all that like He-Man power going on in it. And that's the cliffhanger. Which, again, freaking awesome. It really is. It's just really, really good. I cannot emphasize enough how awful Teela is. She is freaking terrible, right? Other than that, it's really, I mean, I think this is a recommend. I would recommend it. If you haven't seen it yet, it's really worth it. It's fun. It's He-Man, right? It's He-Man. I think they've done a good job. I get the feeling He-Man's going to be front and center for the next half. And so Kevin Smith, the whole Kevin Smith thing, you got to remember, he's a Hollywood douchebag, right? That's his job. He has become a Hollywood douchebag. And he is now crapping himself because he's able to sell himself as a nerd representative to the Hollywood douchebags, right? So that street cred may have been damaged. I just, honestly, again, everything about Teela, freaking awesome. But I think I've said that once or twice in this review. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the evil rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring that little bell so you are notified when new videos drop.